Okay, if you're between 18 and 25, working a job you hate and you've been trying to make money online for months or even years with nothing to show for it, or you're already in appointment setting and you've been grinding for months, but for the life of you, you cannot crack your first ever 3K or 5K month, then this video is going to change that, because in this video, I'm going to share with you the exact 3-step system that I use to go from scraping 1K a month stacking shelves to making over 5K in a single month from my phone while traveling the world whenever I want to. And I achieved this with zero prior experience. Like I said, I was literally working a dead-end retail job before this. So let me share with you the system that I've now used to help several individuals like yourself, like Ben Hughes, hit his first ever 5K month as an appointment setting beginner within 49 days working together. And by the way, he's actually gone on to hit 10K now as well. Or Anas Al-Sabai, who was scraping £600 a month on a terrible setting role, to within 30 days working together, hitting his first record 3K month. By the way, I've got several more people I can explain, so let me pop a few more on screen for you now. Now stay with me, okay, because this is the video that I wish I had when I was sitting exactly where you are right now. My name's Aidan Kolinsky, I'm 22 years old, I'm an appointment setting coach and specialist, and I coach people just like yourself to make a full-time income from their phone without needing to start a business, or most importantly, needing any prior experience. Now, I quickly want to take you back to where this all started, because if you're watching this, there's a very good chance you're living some version of what I was living not too long ago. Dropped out of college and spent 3 years bouncing between retail jobs, scraping £1,000 a month with zero idea where my life was going. Look, I had the ambition, I had the drive, I had the burning desire in me that I knew I was meant for more, but I had no idea where to channel it or where to point it. And what made that even worse was watching everybody around me move forward apart from me. Friends getting good jobs, good wages and starting their life, while I was scraping $8 an hour, stacking shelves and dreading the question that I used to get asked at every single party and family gathering. Aidan, what is it that you do for work? I used to absolutely hate it. I used to lie. I used to dodge the question because the shame of explaining that I dropped out of college and dropped out of this carpentry apprenticeship with this good career track record was just way too embarrassing to say out loud. And if they pushed any further and asked me about what my plans for my life were, I used to lie and pretend that I didn't have any, because the truth was I've been trying to make money online for years and had absolutely nothing to show for it. I tried dropshipping. I tried Amazon FBA. I tried starting a marketing agency. I tried crypto. I tried e-com. I tried reselling items online. I tried print on demand. I've tried so much stuff, guys. I've tried everything that you can think of without a single penny back. Every model that I tried required capital. It required building something from scratch, an audience, a brand, a product that I did not have, which brought me to the realization I've been doing everything wrong the entire time. I was so obsessed with trying to become a millionaire overnight that I missed the most obvious thing. I needed to learn one real skill first that would actually pay me. Something with zero barrier to entry and required no capital up front. And that skill for me was appointment setting. And the moment that I dropped my ego and committed to learning that skill properly is when everything changed. But listen, it didn't change straight away. It took me nearly 2 years of trial and error to make it consistent. And looking back now, I can tell you exactly why it took that long. It wasn't the skill, it was a system that I was using. Or rather, the system that I didn't have. And once I figured it out, I packaged everything I know into what I now call the omnipresence flywheel, which is responsible for me making well over 6 figures in commissions from my phone, as well as helping several other individuals like yourself make a full-time income without even needing to leave the house, which I'm going to give to you totally for free in this video. So let me share with you the 3-step process that I've used to take beginners like yourself from zero to matching their current job income in as little as 30 days, even with no prior experience. So pillar number 1 is environment. When I first started, I was doing the exact same thing that every single beginner does. I joined every free Facebook group, every free Discord server, every free school group, and just blasting DMs to every single founder that was posting they were hiring for a setter. But the problem was every other setter in those rooms were doing the exact same thing. Same offer, same message, same script, same approach, same everything. I wasn't competing for a role anymore. I was competing for attention. And there was a slim chance that my message would even be read out of the thousands of other setter applicants who are all using the same templatized outreach message that we all got from the same YouTube video. And what needed to change was my positioning. I needed to find a way to position myself in high-ticket environments where founders who are making 100K, 500K, even $1 million a month actually operated. We're not in a room full of 10,000 other setters who are all competing for the exact same role, which brings me to pillar number 2, omnipresence. Getting in the right room is only half of it. The other half is making sure that when a founder decides that they want to hire a setter, your name is already in their heads before they've even asked. This isn't about spamming content. This is about becoming strategically visible to a very small number of the right people consistently over time, commenting on their posts, answering questions before they've even asked you. So by the time you've reached out, it's not cold anymore. This is the literal process that I've used to land a role with people like Charlie Morgan and William Brown that I've generated over $2 million in cash for. They already know who you are. That is the difference between a beginner that can't get responses and a beginner that lands high ticket roles with zero prior experience. And I'm talking to you specifically, the guy that tries to land roles from his private Instagram account with no profile picture, an immature username, and a bio that says high ticket setter or high ticket sales and brings no value to the table. Which brings me to the final pillar number 3. Performance. The environment gets you in the room. The omnipresence means they already trust you before having the interview. And the performance is the glue that brings that together and turns that into a consistent high ticket 3K to 5K a month income. Because here's the thing, guys, there's one thing to land a role, but if you're not booking consistent appointments, you're not getting paid. And this is the reason why most setters fail. They don't know how to talk to people. Nobody ever taught them what a good conversation looks like. What questions to ask, when to push, when to pull back, when to follow up. This is the longest part that took me to figure out by myself. And by the way, guys, really quickly, if you want my help for any of the above, there's going to be a link down below in the description, the first link. I want you to click it and book on a call with me, and I'll run you through how to do this all properly. But once you understood the correct framework to speaking to prospects as a whole, you land better roles, you book more appointments, and you make more commission. And every single month that you're in the game, it gets easier, not harder. Now for context, I'm just going to share a few more results with you and show you how this actually works in practice. A guy called Ivan Merck found me and we started working together. He was working in retail, a similar position to what I was doing, right? Almost to the letter, a very similar retail job. I introduced him to appointment setting, right? After him failing several other things in the past. I'm not even joking. Within 60 days, he was hitting 4K per month and quit that dead end retail job and is doing this full time. Similarly, I have another guy called Joshua Hart. He was working in a dead end factory job. Within 60 days working together, I introduced him to appointment setting, and then within 60 days again, just like Ivan, he was also hitting 4K per month. All of these guys, probably similar to you, had no plan, no income, no idea where to start. I've helped so many of these guys, just like you in this position, get to the point within a couple of months of replacing your job wage entirely and actually having a little bit more freedom over your life and a little bit more control. Now, Anas, on the other hand, was quite different. Some of you might actually relate. He was working in uni and was finding it hard to find a job that could match his schedule, which is why, and one of the reasons why he was on a setting role that was only paying him $600 per month. He didn't know what to look for and his schedule was all over the place and had no idea how to structure or how to land the right setting role for his current position. I'm not even joking. Again, 30 days in working together, he went from scraping $600 a month as a setter on this role to hitting his first ever record month of 3K in commissions using my system that I've just explained there. Now, just for reference, even university lecturers aren't even making that amount of money. But listen, the common thread between all of these three guys I just referenced there wasn't talent or luck. It was the fact that they were willing to put in the work and stay in the pocket even when it got uncomfortable. Now, if that is you, if you're willing to do that, then you've definitely got what it takes. But listen, if you're the type that wants an overnight fix and success overnight without putting anything in, then this is not for you. But listen, I'd rather tell you that now than have you find out later, because I want to speak to two very specific people in this video. The first category are the people probably like yourself that have been in the online space for a while. You've been wanting to make money online for God knows how long. You've tried several different models. You've even probably lost a load of money. And somewhere along the way, you've thought to yourself, does this even work for people like me? And don't worry, I've had that thought too. I need you to hear this. The reason that nothing worked previously wasn't because of you. It was because every single model that you tried to start required you to build something before you could even earn anything. For example, a product, an audience, a brand, a client base from scratch. You're essentially trying to run before you could walk. Now, appointment setting actually works in the opposite way. You learn one skill, land one role, and you start earning immediately. And then you can build from there. Now, the second person that I want to speak to watching this video is somebody who's already in the setting game. You got started, you're excited, but somewhere along the way, you just kind of decided this isn't working. In fact, and this is quite common with setters, maybe you started and for some reason you're 6 months down the line and you're more poor now than you were when you first started, which completely defeats the purpose of you starting in the first place. Maybe you can't land consistent roles. Maybe you land roles that promise a 3K to 5K a month OTE, but they've got terrible lead flow, a terrible close rate, their ticket price is like 2K and they can't piff. And for some reason, the OTE was 5K, but you've been doing it for 2 months and haven't even made £200. Or worst of all, let's say you started a mentorship from somebody who doesn't actually know what they're talking about. They did appointment setting briefly in the past and then quit to sell a course, and all you got was a few PDFs and chucked in a group where you wish good luck and not actually have your hand held. And don't worry, I've been there too, so I understand understand that pain. Or on top of that, maybe you actually had prior sales experience. You were working in an in-person sales role, something like door to door. You know you have the skill, but you're wondering why you're trading your time for money and just sacrificing your location and walking around in the pissing rain. And you want to move that completely remote so you have a bit more control over your life. Now listen, if that's you, that's actually one of the fastest ways to get into this and start making some really good money. All you need now is the right system and the right pathway to translate it. But listen, it's all well and good me saying this, but I want to address some concerns that I know are in your head right now. You're probably thinking, I've tried making money online before and it never worked. So did I, for years. Nothing worked. I lost loads of money and I was on the verge of quitting so many times, more times than I can count. But the thing is, like I said, it isn't you that is the problem. It's not you. It's not you that didn't make it work. It was the model that you were trying to start. The model that you were trying to start was not suited for you and your situation. You were trying to build something off a skill set that you didn't yet have. Appointment setting requires none of that. Appointment setting isn't going to make you start an e-com store or a marketing agency when you don't have any of these skills in the first place. Appointment setting is a skill that you learn and get paid while you're learning it. On top of that, you might be thinking, I'm too introverted for this. I am a crippling introvert still to this day, and I was much worse than I am now a couple of years ago. Okay, I couldn't even look girls in the eyes. I was working a retail job. I couldn't even look customers in the eyes. I was worse than you. So I promise this is not going to hold you back. Appointment setting didn't require me to already be confident. It actually taught me how to communicate in a way that nothing else ever had. Because confidence is a byproduct of skill, not a prerequisite for learning it. You will build that confidence as you learn the skill and get paid at the same time. So you're getting the best of all of the worlds. It's not an excuse that should hold you back. It didn't stop me and it won't stop you. Now, another concern that I want to address is I don't have time for this. I'm already working full time. You don't need to quit your job to do this, guys. You don't have to, burn the boats. I did this while working in a full-time retail job, 8-hour shifts, right? And every single person that I've worked with has also built this alongside working a full-time job. This is not an issue. This is not like remote closing, guys. You have to go full-time. You can build this while you're working a job and actually make a full-time wage on top of your full-time wage, and then get to the point where you can quit that job and do this full-time. That is the entire goal here. Or worst of all, maybe you're thinking, I don't think I'm ready yet. Listen, you're never going to feel ready, man. You're never going to feel ready to do something. I never felt ready. But here's the thing, if you're ambitious, you're lost, but you're willing to do the work and you want to get there regardless, you just need to do the work, man. You just need the path. You don't need to feel ready. You just need to have the path laid out and follow it. That's all you need. You don't need to feel ready. You need a pathway and the balls to go and do it. So that's what I'm giving to you. Now, before we head off, I need to give you a very, very quick warning. This space is changing massively, especially with AI around the corner. And if you go into this without knowing what you don't know, you're going to spend the next 2 years making the same mistakes that I spent over the last 2 years that prevented me from getting into this even quicker. And also you're going to miss out on the same amount of money that I lost from not knowing what I didn't know. And that's exactly why I started coaching people in this, to give them the path and the shortcut that I never had and what I wish I had today. So if you want to learn exactly what your next steps look like and have the exact pathway to getting this done the right way, regardless of your experience, I've left a link down below in the description to speak with me one-to-one, and I'll run you through this and how we can do it for your situation specific. So listen, no pressure, but it's there if you need it. But regardless, whatever you decide, I want to leave you this. Things can change. I'm living proof of that, and so are the people that I've helped. So if you want that full pathway explaining exactly how to do this properly and avoid 2 years of making mistakes that I did, you know where to find me. First link in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in there.